Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to today's session where we'll be covering. This is one of the session from our BTP CPI training. In previous parts, we have covered what is BTP, what are the previous version before that from XI, PI, PO, differences between them, and then we also tried our hands-on um, on creating the BTP account, a trial account. You can refer my other videos for that too. So now let's talk about SAP cloud integrations more. And this is again a theoretical session. Mostly I will be covering all the aspects of the cloud integration, and then in the upcoming lectures we will do a hands-on part. Okay, so let's get started. So what is SAP cloud integration? Uh, um, Now today, let's get on to the agenda for today. We have different aspects of it to cover, like integration business scenarios. What are the challenges for it? What are the benefits on how to do the onboarding on the cloud integrations? Uh, what is the infrastructure and the landscape? What is the process and data integration, and what is the comparison between all the SAP integrations and our PIPO. Let's compare that to again in this set. So let's check on what are the recommendation from SAP and everything. So here is the business scenario for them. So most of the companies are adopting now with the hybrid cloud application along with the core ERP model. So to deliver more on the functionality and stay ahead of the competition, they are getting more on the cloud. So as cloud comes with all its perks that we have covered earlier, so it's obviously a set path for the upcoming implementations, and cloud is always a preference. And also the ecosystem is becoming hybrid now, so on-prem ERP along with the cloud-based application integration is also becoming hybrid and complex. So increase of use as software as service products are also, like, we are looking into it and SAP is pitching more on sales factor, Salesforce, success factor, Ariba kind of applications. So these are directly provided on the cloud, and it's just plug and play kind of functionality is provided with them. uh, Next, these are the business scenarios, and the main challenges in hybrid solutions are its maintenance. So we will have to maintain on-prem and the SaaS application. We also have to ensure the data integrity between on and off premises application. The implementation cost is on the higher end because we will have to implement the architecture based on what is offshore. Um on the on-prem and as well as on the cloud. It's the data security becomes a concern when you are moving the data from cloud and to on-prem, and vice versa. Complex regulatory compliances are there when you are using the cloud, because there can be government compliance that for the data used for the users. And when we use um, software as a service like success factor and all, we will have to take care for the data that is stored. It is compliance with the government regulatories. Uh, and scarcity of real-time business process integration. So these are the some of the challenges. We have now cloud integration. We have how the very like high level architecture looks like the SAP strategic cloud integrations from the middleware, which is like key of SAP cloud integration strategies. It is also hosted on SAP HANA platforms, integrates process and data, and the integration with cloud to cloud and cloud to on-prem application is also provided. So if you see here, the SAP cloud application is talking to SAP cloud integrations, which is engineered for cloud, and it has multi security. So it is taking care of all the aspects that are challenges we talked about. So it is having a multi-level security in the cloud integration platform, and then it is having pre-packaged integration flows to reduce the complexity, and it has community and marketplaces for third party applications that are using cloud applications. Okay, so here we can use pre-packaged integrations for third party on-prem, and community marketplaces for third party cloud integrations, and that there can be a separate SAP engineered on-prem applications as well. Now, how does it benefits us? It leverages the SAP deep integration expertise in cloud. It is focused on security, and like it isolates the database and support key security protocols. It is multi-tenancy, and it is having failover. It has software updates regularly. It is scalable and subscription-based model for the SaaS applications. It is pre-packaged integration content for faster development. It has connectivity with SAP and partners, so there are third-party tools cloud, as we have seen in the architecture, that can also be supported, and integration contents are portable now on the PI systems. What is the onboarding format here? So it is the license once we is procured, we have a tenant, then it is a development cycle. We deploy and test it and transport and monitor it. So all these phases are there as a project cycle, and sign up is like straightforward with the agreements and subscribe the applications. SAP team set up the SAP team sets up the uh, tenant for it. Once they create and configure the security and discover the new components, that can be deployed and tested, and new content can be added to it. Once it is completed, it can be moved to production, and then monitoring interfaces are also running on the projects that are live in production environment. So this is these two steps for license and tenant are onboarding, and rest of the steps are for design, run, and monitoring the systems. Let's see infrastructure overall. Um, so you have the cluster between the how the customer who is an administrator using an integration operations UI makes the changes, and like the tenant management nodes and everything. There can be two different customers who are parallelly working on tenant 1 and tenant 2, and internally they have VM instances which is doing the management for the systems and the runtime nodes, and it is also connected to like whatever the DB it is using in the backend. So this is a very high level quick overview of the infrastructure for all the components, and the nodes are like tenant management and the worker nodes here. Now, like on the runtime, if you see here, the worker node perform all the message processing, while the tenant management node functions as a supervisor for the work nodes. So one node is a tenant management node, and then there can be multiple worker nodes below that. And tenant management, it is just a supervisor. And tenant management node can bring up the worker nodes, ensure it is up and running, and all the time, and keep the repository for all your integration artifacts. So it ensures the new worker nodes are working fine with, and it provides the failover capabilities, load balancing capabilities, upgrade of the worker nodes, store all the integration deployment artifacts. Okay, so and on the other hand, the worker nodes are like it hosts the integrations on the runtime engine and are responsible for all the messages that are processed. The system basically looks like we have multiple systems for test and production, and internally you can see here like the cloud system. It has SAP cloud integration test instances which are connected to the client systems. Similar way, we have different like test and production systems. Then the process and data integrations offerings from SAP Cloud Integration is divided into two parts. The cloud integration for process integrations, that is PI, and the cloud integration for data services is cloud integration DS. So PI and DS are the terminologies used, and SAP cloud integration can be accessed via URL for authorized tenant. So whoever has procured the license and the tenant, as we have seen earlier, can use the service URL. Like they can directly connect to those SAP cloud integration URLs and connect to the system. And the cloud applications. So here you see cloud applications running are connected to the real-time process integration and data integrations, which on other hand are connected to on-prem solutions and the third-party solutions. Now, what is uh, the different aspects of process integrations and data integrations? Here you see the objective for the process integration is to chaining the process steps. So it is making sure the process steps are um, aligned with the functionality, and data integration objective is to synchronize the data between the systems. It is system to system interaction for both. Coupling for application is process level and data level. Primary triggers for the process initiation is an application event. On other hand, for data integration, it is a scheduler. It's a scheduled trigger, and then urgency for completion, it is near real time for process integrations, and for data it can be a batch processing. Unit of data exchange is single business object, or on the other hand, for data integration it is a bulk data load. uh, what is the difference between our cloud integration, that is process integration, and our PIPO on-prem? The deployment is cloud-based here for SAP cloud integrations. Um, and obviously on the deployment, and Netweaver is on-prem installation in the customer landscape. This responsibility for configuring the operations lies for for cloud integration is from SAP. On the other hand, the customer has to set up PIPO configurations. Licensing model, we have a subscription based model on the cloud integrations, whereas we need to procure license and annual fees for using Netweaver PIPO that is running on the servers. Architecture is cloud based for cloud, like for SAP cloud integration, process integrations with virtualization and multi-tenancy data isolation, like failover and rolling software updates. On the other hand, Netweaver need to have its own configurations and single tenant solution failover to configure by the customers. Packaged contents, it is selected by SAP Cloud Solutions for cloud integrations, and Netweaver are having a wide variety of on-prem SAP non-SAP applications. Operations, we have SAP Cloud Managed Services integration integrated with service provider cockpit uh, by customer integrations with the SAP solution manager here on the other hand. Okay. So these are all different aspects of both. Now, infrastructure overview, whatever we have seen till now, for SAP PIPO to leverage the existing investment in PIPO systems that are mainly on-prem and to be integrated, few on few or no cloud integrations are present in the PIPO. So current architecture is to leverage the existing investment that is already client is using it, and main purpose is to support on-prem integrations. On SAP cloud integration, the focus is to move all the requirements need to be for cloud to cloud or on-prem to cloud. Those kind of integrations are using cloud integrations. No intention, we don't want to use on-prem middlewares in this integrations. So we have to get out from any kind of middlewares that are used on-prem part. Prefer It is mostly preferred a subscription based model, which based on the users and the tenant, we can it can be charged, so that fee is liable on the subscription based model. It is fast and innovation using the business standards, standard content, and you see here the process orchestration for SAP and how the current SAP Cloud can help using SAP process integration, orchestration, and cloud integrations that can connect to SAP non-prem, on-prem, non-SAP on-prem, and the third-party cloud systems. So yeah, this is overall cloud integrations that we will be seeing in our next lecture. So thank you for everyone